So compensation. So today what we'll do is we'll try to perform an activity. Okay. So whatever I was referring yesterday. So the compensation, what I was referring yesterday, is a mixture of plans, groups, and other compensation components. Okay. So what we'll ultimately have whenever we are hiring an employee, we need to have a certain package. Okay. So that compensation team will be assigning that package to an employee. But certain packages will not just, you can directly take them and attach to an employee. There are certain type of conditions. Some packages, will be a mixture of stock bonus, which are applicable only for certain group of people, like, only US employees will be having certain alliances. Stock alliance, probably based on job grade, based on position, will be assigning stocks. Most of the organization will follow. But if it is applicable for all the employees, will not write any conditions. But if it is restricted to few groups of employees, we'll be adding certain conditions. Eligibility rules, I can say we can add certain eligibility rules and make that applicable for specific people. Okay. So now I'll be performing configurations. I'll be creating eligibility rules. I'll be creating plans. I'll be creating grades, grade profiles. And finally, I'll be making a package. Okay. That package, compensation team will be taking that package whenever they get a notification, business process notification that proposed compensation higher steps triggers them. They need to attach this to the employee whom they are hiring into the system. Okay. So there are certain steps, that we'll be following. Comp steps. So first we need to have compensation grades, profiles. Then define compensation plans. Group, grades, and plans to make package. Assign eligibility rules. These eligibility rules may come in any step that we wanted to have. So when we are defining grades, we can actually add eligibility rules, or after we create all these activities, as a final step also you can do eligibility rules. Yeah. Then assign eligibility rules to package. Other comp component. When I say comp components are nothing but plans, grades, and all. Okay. So these are the four steps that we'll be performing in compensation. Okay. This might be coming in the beginning also. So first we can define eligibility rules, and then we can attach that eligibility rules once we create compensation grade plans package, or once you create them, assign eligibility rule. Anything as per your convenience, you can actually go with it. So these are all the steps that we are going to perform now. And when I say eligibility rules might be a kind of similar to condition rules, what we have defined. It will be as it is how we have defined some certain conditions in business process, right? It will be the same. Let me go to Workday. The typical use case I can say here is, as a kind of compensation administrator, you will create compensation rules. Okay, compensation rules are nothing but eligibility rules. Okay, so and you'll try to edit those rules and make additional changes. So we'll try to see how that works. Compensation eligibility for Workday HRIS Amit's organization. Okay. So this rule will be applicable for only that supervisor organization. Okay. So what I'll be adding? I'll be adding when organization is Amit's organization. I'll take the supervisor organization that I've created. So that this eligibility rule, wherever we are adding to any compensation step, this should look for only employees of this organization. So I'll save this so that when I have grades and packages, I can take this. So now we'll create one more eligibility rule based on location, or based on management level. Such certain kind of condition will be. Let's say if this compensation is eligible only for manager and above positions. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create eligibility rules first. Comp eligibility, manager and above. Okay. I wanted to have above manager, right? You can take director, vice president, senior director, you can actually go from the list also. CEO of the company, and you can see you're seeing multiple because people would have created multiple times, but you can actually take the one with the each title so that above manager will be having all the groups where we are trying to add a condition. Okay. So we have director, vice president, chief executive officer, and vice president. Okay. Senior. Yes. Vice president. So now what this will be doing when you're actually attaching this to any compensation plan, okay, stock plan or anything, that stock plan will be applicable only for this group of people. Yeah. Or I can do one more thing. I can add one more kind of condition here. Let's say management, we have 4 people that we have selected, right? What we can do, we can add one line of again rule that these people should be belonging to yes. So what this is doing now, when we add this to any of the compensation component, what this will be doing, this will be looking for these people who are from US. Okay. Since you have added under operator here, it will be looking for people of this position from US. If you actually, instead of if you add or operator, okay. If you add R, it will be looking for people of this group and also people from US. All the people of US, it will be looking and with specific to these positions. Two rules it will be executing. But since you've added and operator here, people from these the management level from US, it will be taking as one single condition. But if we add or operator, it will be taking two conditions. These people and also from US rule will be picking up. So that when you're actually making conditions, just make sure that operator plays an important role. The second eligibility rule that we have created for manager and above from United States. Okay. Now the next step is, since we created eligibility rule, what would be the next step? What would be the next step here? I said eligibility rule can come on the top or at any point.
Compensation grade.
So we need to create grades and grade profiles. So when you're actually creating a compensation grade, you must be clear whether you wanted to have grade profiles also. Okay. So what is difference between grade and grade profile? What is difference between grades and grade profiles? When you have position,
Isn't it different?
yeah. So when you have,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, good. I was just trying to.
Oh, I was just saying the only difference is just because of, just based on the country you're from, right?
Yeah. So yeah. So when you have grade, at the same time, when you have the same position is opening in multiple locations, you'll be selecting this option. If you don't have that position available in multiple locations, you'll just go with grade. Okay. So for now, I'll select this one. What is this pay range segments? Okay. So how we wanted to divide your compensation into multiple segments. Okay. Let's say 50 lakhs is a compensation. Okay. So in this 50 lakhs, how many segments that you wanted to arrange? So if it is 50 lakhs, you'll directly not go offering 50 lakhs, right? So if compensation of an employee is somewhere around 30 lakhs or 35 lakhs, okay. So you'll start with 40 and maximum, till 50 you can go. Okay. So you'll directly not go from 50 lakhs, right? So there will be some segment points when you're actually configuring in Workday. Each of the compensation grade profile will have a segment point. Okay. So if if the low point is 25 lakhs, midpoint should be somewhere around 35 lakhs and highest point should be 45 lakhs and the top level should be 50 lakhs. Certain kind of segments you will be configuring, and how many segments that you wanted to arrange for your compensation. This is for recruiter comfort. Okay. So when you configure pay range segments, each segment recruiter will be discussing with the candidate. Okay. So we have closed the candidate compensation at segment 4, which is highest compensation. We have closed the compensation at midpoint. Okay. Somewhere around 35 lakhs kind of thing that recruiter can take. I'll give effective date of 14. And when I go, I'll be seeing. Oh. So these are the segments that I can say. Okay. These are the segments I can say. So let's say if the position is currently having for UK, okay, GBP, London position, okay, frequency monthly. If I go for monthly, now let's say if the minimum compensation making for this position should be somewhere around 30,000. Minimum should be 30,000. And if you give top as 70,000, So you have minimum and maximum. When you actually click on the calculate segments, system will calculate automatically for each segment what would be the amount. So for each of the segment, you can see segment 1, you have 40,000, and you can see the currency rate also. So the moment you select the currency here, you'll be seeing the currency rate as well. Okay. And 40,000, 70,000 and 50,000. So when you're actually clicking on calculate segment, your system will calculate based on the lowest and based on the highest amount, system will calculate and will be dividing the amount for each segment. Now recruiter can take, so we have closed at midpoint. We have finalized the position at segment 3. We have finalized the segment at top segment 70,000. Such kind of decisions recruiter can take. Okay. So this is for managing compensation. Now similarly, we have for grade profiles also. So what is the element here that we can say? Generally, if since we are actually making compensation grade, which is nothing but a salary, we'll be taking as base pay. On base pay, we are actually maintaining the grades and grade profiles. So base compensation is the one that we are taking. Now coming to grade profiles. What is a grade profile? When you have multiple countries, we'll be going for grade profiles. Okay. So you can add multiple plus button. When you click on plus button, multiple things will be populating. Okay. So let's say first I wanted to go for grade profile for India. Okay. And base pay element would be generally base pay only. And this should be applicable for only India. Okay. I can take eligibility rule where country is looking for India. This should be applicable. Country India. And currency INR. Frequency generally monthly. Now, each of the component you will have option to add a segment. Okay. So I've given 5 lakhs as a point. 10 lakhs as a highest point. So now system will calculate the segment of each of the specific category, a specific amount, whatever we need to offer from lowest to minimum, lowest to higher, system will calculate and recruiter can take this forward. So whatever recruiter is offering should be from this one and this one. Okay, so I was referring, recruiter can take any of the segment that is there here. He cannot take anything that is outside of this segment. Cannot take 6 lakhs 80,000 or 7 lakhs. Cannot take. So whatever segment has been calculated here, a recruiter should be taking this amount only. Okay. That is the purpose of grade. So we cannot, if we are actually going beyond this one, where is the record that you are keeping? I guess someone was asking in last session, though the grade is defined as some amount, but there would be a kind of special request based on that something extensively can be offered to an employee based on the request. Okay, so that cannot be done here, because if you're actually making any decision outside of the compensation grade, where is the record that you're keeping in the system? Okay. You need to have some record, right? If you're actually having a compensation range of an employee for that specific position between 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, the offer should be made between this range only. If you are going for 12 lakhs offer, where you are defining that in Workday? Either you have to edit the range and offer it to an employee, or create one more position where that position, the job profile is expecting little more than what we have. Then for that position, create a new compensation grade and attach to that. In that way, you can do. But if you're having a one compensation range, and if you're going outside of that and making an offer, that will not record in the system, right? There should be a record. So when you're actually making offer to the candidate, there must be some association with the grade profiles that you have in the system. Okay. So on that way, you can take this as whatever you're giving in grades and grade profile should be reflecting in employee compensation after hiring or before hiring. Okay. Now I've defined for India. I'll define for 2 or 3 countries. Then we'll close this country. Philippines. Base pay. Country should be currency, PHP, frequency, monthly. Okay. I'll go for 30,000 and 60,000. Okay. So that is for Philippines. I'll configure for US and we'll close this. I'll remove this one. Okay. Grade profile, United States. Base pay. What should be the condition? Country should be US. And mostly in US, we have frequency semi-monthly. Okay. So you can actually add semi-monthly as a kind of frequency. $20,000 to 50,000. Yeah. That's how you typically manage grade profiles. Okay. What is the error? Somewhere we could check grade name or not given a grade name. Compensation grade. Great. Compensation great. Okay. So we have created grades and grade profiles. Okay. Any questions so far? So we created grades, grade profiles. Okay. So we've created eligibility rules. What next we have?
Defining plans.
What is that?
Defining compensation plans.
Yeah. So we need to have a compensation plan. Okay. Compensation plan. Okay. So we have for creating compensation plan, we have with plan names. Okay. Salary plan, bonus plan, merit plan, stock plan. So we'll be creating few plans and make these plans and grades together and make it a package. Okay. So we'll create a salary plan first. So here, this is something that you need to know. Whenever you are creating a plan, okay, whenever you are creating a salary plan or a merit plan or bonus plan, generally your compensation would be based on the hire date, right? So let's say if you're joining, if your salary is somewhere around 10 to 15 lakhs and monthly it should be somewhere around 1.5 lakh. Okay, if there is a salary, the salary whatever you're getting monthly should be based on the hire date, right? If you're joining 10th of the month, will you be getting complete fixed salary or will it be for that particular days, whatever you're there till salary calculation date? Will it be prorated or will it be fixed?
It will be prorated.
Based on higher rate, your salary, whatever that is getting paid, will be prorated, right? So this is the configuration checkbox that does that. Okay. So if when you check this checkbox, it actually looks for the hire date and pays you on prorated basis. Okay. And if you're seeing this one, and if you're joining after cutoff period for the merit plan that you have somewhere around in December or November, if there's a merit plan, merit process that will be going during that time, and if you join in the month of September, as per the policy, so the plan should not be applicable for merit. So your merit should not consider the salary plan. So when you have such cases, you'll be selecting this checkbox, okay, which will exclude you from the merit process. So what you'll be doing, you'll be making the salary plan and you'll attach to the people who have joined after so-and-so date, where they'll be not part of merit process. If that is not the case, if you're creating this as a kind of standard one for every year, that should all the employees should be under this plan, You'll be unchecking this one and attach employees to be part of this salary plan. Okay. So these two are the very important options that you need to be aware whenever you're creating salary plans. Clear? Any questions? Salary plan. I'll just give Workday HRMs. Okay. And this salary plan will be applicable for the organization that I've created. Okay. So I can add this eligibility rule here. Okay. And compensation element should be base pay. So when you are not in need of salary plan, you can actually inactivate that. So when I'm going with a new plan with new criterias with different eligibility rules, you can change the eligibility rule, or if you are looking for a different prorated percentage or a different process that should include or that should not include in the merit process, you'll inactivate the existing one to just be out of any kind of confliction in overriding the salary plans. You will be inactivating this one and go for new one. Okay. Alliance plan. Alliance plans is something important one. Mostly, most of the organizations will have alliance plan based on reimbursement kind of things. If you provide bills that can be reimbursable kind of plans will be there, or amount based plans which generally comes with the salary, that kind of things will be there. So you can configure as per your requirement. Okay. So I'll just go with amount based plan, standard amount that we can give for alliance. Okay. Even this also applicable for proration based on hire date and should be excluded from the merit process. So I'll give fuel alliance. So this eligibility rule, I wanted to have this plan to be applicable only for certain group of people. Okay, that certain group of people can be from this one. Only manager and above and people from US should be applicable for this plan. Since it has to be prorated, I will check this one. Compensation element should be bonus alliance, sorry. You can give something 15,000 USD. Okay. So I have alliance plan created, condition with the eligibility rule that we have created. Okay. Now what is the next that we need to do? We have plans. Similarly, you can actually create other plans also. Other plans like bonus plan or stock plan, merit plan, you'll have similar options when you create them. Here, one more thing that you need to remember is probably have shown or not. Just got highlighted. Okay. Here you can see multiple allowance plan profiles. Okay. So what we have given here, eligibility rule for manager and above, we have given this eligibility rule. Further, if you have any kind of requirements, okay. If you have further, let's say what we have given manager and above from US, this allowance plan should be applicable. After that, if you have further any kind of specific requirements for 10,000 USD should be applicable only for employees from Texas. Okay. And 12,000 USD should be applicable from Dallas. Certain kind of conditions you can actually add according to your requirements. Okay. Now, once we have allowance plan, what would be the next step? What is the next step now? We've created grades, plans, we've created eligibility rules. What would be the next step?
Grade and plans, package.
We need to create a package. Okay. Once we create a package, we'll be doing grouping all the things that we have created. Okay. So compensation grade, we've added plans, you'll automatically get wherever this eligibility rule has been used. Okay. Grades, plans, yeah. Now, this will become entire package of what we have created. Okay. So what the compensation team will be doing? They'll be assigning this package for employees when they are hiring. If Workday team members are hiring, we have added some eligibility rules, right? So when they're adding, they can add this compensation package to an employee during hiring stage. Okay. And also, whatever grades that we have created, right? These grades, whatever we have created, recruiter can also do whenever they are creating any job profile, they can define this grade in the job profile. Okay. They can create job profile and assign this grades here. So that whatever job profile that they are creating for, let's say, for example, Workday developer position is there. Okay. So Workday developer position should have this compensation grade. Okay. So they'll be attaching this compensation grade. And if position is open in multiple locations, they'll be adding grade profile that we have created. And this job profile can be considered for recruiting an employee, and the recruiter will be taking care further. Okay. So job profile is nothing but which talks about characteristics of the job. Okay. So what roles and responsibility the job will be performing, what is the title, management level. Did I cover something called job family groups, and job profile? I think I didn't cover this. Probably we'll cover in our tomorrow's session. Okay. So job profile, whenever recruiter is creating a job profile, there must be a compensation grade that has to be considered for an employee when hiring. Okay. Or when we are making compensation offer, whatever range that we are defining for that job profile, you will be defining in compensation grade, and that will be taken forward with the candidates during hiring process. Once the interview process is completed, offer decision is made. During that process, this package or grade that we are assigning will be coming to an employee. And package, whatever we have created now, compensation team. Okay. And so whenever hiring an employee, there is a proposed compensation step in the business process. When that step triggers, it will be going into compensation team. That team will be adding the package that we've created. So whatever package that we have created, they will be taking this package and assigning to employee during hiring process. That is the importance of package. So though we have created, we have gone into multiple screens and we have created the rules and the profiles, plans and all. But in a natural scenario, this will be already created. Okay. So what you will be asked to actually handle in compensation is probably pay range should be added to specific job profiles. Okay. So few job profiles are created, pay range should be added. When I say pay range, it's nothing but a job grade. Okay. So when recruiter is creating few more job profiles, some grades and grade profiles to be configured, and eligibility rules to be changed for existing compensation package. Okay. If someone asks you, so that's super, the current package is only for US employees and for this above manager level. Now we also need to include manager also. If there is a request, what you need to do, you need to go to that compensation package and edit that and see wherever you've added for compensation plan, which is restricted to above managers, you'll be including managers in that and make it applicable for managers also. Such kind of enhancements you'll be getting, or when you are actually implementing brand new compensation module, you'll be undergoing with all these configurations, what we have done so far. Good. Any questions so far? Any questions or anything unclear, any clarifications? Now, will you be able to create a compensation package? Will you be in a position to create a compensation package? With multiple different eligibility rules? Yes or no? Will not be able to create? If there is an activity to create a compensation package, okay, will you be able to create a compensation package or not? Package is nothing but before you create a package, you need to have all the compensation components, plans, grades, profiles, you need to have. But conceptually, were you able to understand or not? When we are creating a compensation grades, profiles, what are the options that are available? Why those options are available in the system? Did you understood?
Understood. Umesh.
Yes.
Okay, so compensation is one of the module that we have in Workday. Okay, we have core compensation and advanced compensation. Okay, core compensation will have all the core configurations. Okay, and whatever you have configured in core compensation, in advanced compensation, those will get calculated. Okay, let's say performance rating is 1 to 5, and for 1, what would be the compensation package, what would be the compensation plan or percentage that should be there. So all these things you'll be doing in advanced compensation. In core compensation, you'll be creating everything and you'll be configuring eligibility rules, and it'll make it to be available for employees during hiring process, for merit process. You'll be making this to be applicable. All these things, you'll be making key decisions in core compensation. So if you are aware of core compensation, you should relate how employee is getting hired into the system, how compensation will be associated to an employee when hiring into the system, or when during increment process, where this amount is coming from. All these things, you should be seeing. When a bonus amount is getting paid, the plan has to be created in a system and amount has to be configured to that one. And once these two are done, that will be assigned to an employee. So you must be getting similar understanding when you are trying to understand more on core compensation. Okay.